Hello, hello. I'm so excited that you're here for this special exclusive activity, the Empowerment Sun, Sonder Social. So excited to have you here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Malika. I will be leading you through the Empowerment Sun activity today. Joining me from Texas is Jennifer. You'll see her pop in the chat. She's popping on video just to say hello. Everyone say hi. She's amazing. She'll be co-facilitating with me today, and she'll be popping in the chat and helping answer any questions you may have tonight. For those of you who are new to Sonder Social's, huge welcome. I'll run you through the agenda and I can share kind of what to expect from today's event. I am dialing in from Santa Barbara, California. I actually took a plane from my apartment today in the middle of the day. And it was a really nice break just to fly, have 35 minutes up in the air, no technology. It was a great break and lots of sunshine, which really helped me feel excited for today's event. So I am very excited to be here. Um, just some quick tips. Make sure to set your chat to everyone, and that way everyone can read what you're writing in the chat. And also for this event specifically, it's pretty creative. So grab your pens, grab your markers, grab your colored pencils. If you want to grab stickers or any other art instruments, feel free to grab those. If pens, whatever it is you have on hand, go ahead and grab those, and maybe grab a ruler or a round object if you kind of want to help make your sun a specific way. I didn't have a ruler, so I improvised and used some straight edge from a sticker book because I'm a huge sticker fan. There's different ways to make your sun. There's no right way, but I'll give everyone a few seconds to grab all their supplies. But without further ado, let's dive right on in. Let's chat empowerment. So for this month's theme, I just love this theme of empowerment because I feel like there's nothing I want to start my summer with other than feeling empowered, with the days getting longer and feeling like I have more control over how I spend my time. I feel like it's just perfectly gearing up for this theme. And even when I was younger, I always wanted to do something. If it was someone told me I couldn't do something, I would find a way to tell them no and challenge myself and know that I can definitely get there, even when something may have felt daunting. And I think that's something that's really incredible and powerful. Finding the power within ourselves is so incredible. It's such a great feeling. I'm so excited to see where we take our empowerment sons and what you all write down. And I also have this quote here: be the sun breaking through the clouds. I really like that, analogy of, even if it's all darkness and, overcast or cloudy. And I saw someone said it's raining where they're at when they were introducing themselves in the chat. Just knowing that, the sun is around, it's on the horizon, it's coming. So I absolutely love kind of that analogy of the sky, especially as we dive in to our empowerment suns today. And now we'll dive into the agenda. So for the agenda, we will be starting off with the empowerment activity, just to kick things off. And then we'll move into creating our empowerment sons. I'll lead you through it. I'll show you some examples. I'll kind of give you all some time to fill in your sons, and then we'll close today's Sonder Social. So we'll start off with the empowerment activity. So for this empowerment activity, we have the prompt identifying our empowering qualities. I feel like this is a great way to kind of start thinking about who we are. And the way I kind of thought about this prompt in particular is first, let's frame it where you close your eyes and you think about someone you may look up to. It could be someone you know personally, it could be someone you don't know, someone you idolize. It could be it could be anyone. It could be a celebrity, it could be someone, an entrepreneur that you look up to. Think about the qualities that you admire about them, the characteristics, and now reflect on who you are and who your character is. And think about how you may have some similar qualities to that person you look up to. And I invite you all to kind of think about that. And you can write this in your journal on a blank page, or you could, write it in the chat, or you can do both. And try to think about how you are also empowering. You have those empowering qualities within yourself that are in alignment with someone you look up to. So I'm going to go off camera and give you all some time to identify your empowering qualities. All right. Thank you all for sharing who inspires you and who you look up to. I saw a lot of family members, whether it be moms or daughters, grandmothers. I saw some celebrities like Julia Child, RBG, Oprah. I saw Mr. Rogers. Jennifer said Mr. Rogers. I love that. There's just so many wonderful people in our lives, and I encourage you to kind of think about what is it about them that you truly love, and how can you kind of find those same qualities within yourself. I think there's a reason we look up to people, and I think it's sometimes a reflection of who we want to be, who we want to strive to be. And I think that's really empowering, just to have a figure to really look up to. And oh, I see some chatter about yoga. I'm a huge yoga fan. Um, so yes, drop all the tips for hot yoga, regular yoga. All right. We'll move on to the empowerment sun. I wanted to share, I know I said earlier in the social before we got started that I did take a flight today from San Francisco to Santa Barbara. And it was a very funny experience because I was thinking about, my Sonder Social while I was in the plane. And the pilot says, "Oh, we can't land. There's too many clouds below." The fog was so dense, with the marine layer. It was just really close to the ground, and there was just like a thick layer of clouds, and we weren't able to land because they couldn't locate the airport. And I thought about, the quote, like, just remember, it's always sunny above the clouds. So even if things feel dark, or we feel like, life is weighing us down, it's maybe not as bright and sunny, just remember, like, as soon as you get above that layer, there's a bright sun, truly visible. And like, this is a picture I took today from my window seat. So these are the mountains. This is the blue skies, the sun shining through, and the huge dense cloud layer below. So it was really funny and serendipitous that it just happened to be the same day that I was, hosting the social. So I wanted to share that with all of you as we dive in. So I will run through kind of the next steps of the empowerment sun. So here I invite you to turn to a blank page in your notebook. So it can be, I know, the Silk and Sonder journals were on the tail end. So if you don't have a blank page, that's fine. Find some scratch paper nearby, and you're welcome to kind of draw out your empowerment sun over there. But if you do have a blank page in your notebook, I encourage you to try setting up your sun. And what we'll do is we'll kind of break it up. So we'll first start in the center of the sun, and then we'll move on to the rays of the sun. So in the body of the sun, we'll write all the ways you support and empower yourselves in your own goals. And then for the rays, you'll write one way that you get support and empowerment for others. So I will quickly share some examples of the empowerment sun. So I will show you how others in the Silk and Sonder community have set up their suns just as a source of inspiration. There's no right way to do this. This is completely up to you. This is where we get to get those creative juices flowing, and we can really make the sun your own. I wanted to share like different ways you can do it. So these are three different suns. You can see some have the center of the sun in the middle of on the like left side of the page. The one on the left has it kind of above the clouds, and it has that quote with different rays kind of emanating from above. Here are some other examples. So very colorful, lots of yellows and oranges, lots of fun writing. I love that someone put little flowers in the center of their sun. Here are some other examples I have. We have like very similar, just kind of on the side of the page with rays to help kind of find some space so that you can write. And then I want to share with you these two examples. These examples are not suns. You know, one is a sunflower and one is a flower. So this doesn't have to be a sun. If a sun isn't calling you, it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. You can make it into a completely different object, and that is completely fine. There's no rules. Just kind of as long as it's tailored to you and what you want to create, that's completely fine. Yes, the sunflower is really, really beautiful. I definitely do not have this artistic talent, but I absolutely love this. But yeah, so these are some examples to help kind of help you figure out how you're going to create your sun. And I would encourage you to, make sure you have like the equipment you need, whether it be a ruler or a circular object to trace around. I used a water bottle. You can really use any object. You can use a cup, anything. But what we'll do first is we'll start with the center of the sun. So in the center of the sun, you can first like draw like a circular object on the page, and think about the different ways you empower yourself. Think about what actions you take to support you and how you come up with goals for yourself, and how do you meet those goals? How do you support yourself in meeting those goals that you have for yourself? How do you show up for you? And how do you challenge yourself to continuously evolve and grow? So we'll start with the center of the sun, and I'll share what I wrote down in mine. I'll show you kind of my sun here. It's a little hard to see. I have very small handwriting, as you all probably know if you've come to my other Sonder socials. So I'll share kind of what I wrote down in my center of the sun just to help you think of some ideas. So I said, I support and empower myself by setting goals, listening to my intuition, creating boundaries, prioritizing self-development, celebrating my intelligence, reconnecting with nature, staying organized and tidy, disconnecting from technology, advocating for myself, and working on my confidence. Those are some of examples that I wrote down in my center of the sun, and I realized that I probably rattled them off a little fast, so I can drop them in the chat if you wanted to kind of know what I wrote down. And I'll give everyone some time to create the center of their sun and start filling out some examples. And if you have any, as you're writing them down, drop it in the chat, drop in the chat what you wrote down in the center of your sun. All right. Thank you all for sharing what you wrote in the center of your sun. I was absolutely loving what everyone was writing down. And it was just great to see that back and forth. And a lot of people resonated what others were saying. And it was just it was really really beautiful, and I think it's so interesting that even when I was filling this the sun out, I recognize, I don't really list things out that often about, what how I empower myself, and I think it's something that, that as soon as you write it down on a piece of paper, it feels more tangible. And I'm really proud of each and every one of you for kind of listing out the ways that you empower yourself. It's really beautiful to see. And next, we'll move on to the rays of your sun. So for this specific section, the amount of rays can vary depending on how you've created your sun. I did straight lines, as you can see, and I tried to fill it in with some colored pencils. But it can be, I'm definitely not a big artist. I know I showed some beautiful, beautiful examples of how others set up their suns. So you can really, you can take inspiration from them. I won't be offended. And now we'll kind of focus on the ray of the sun. So think about your world and the people in your life, or the external forces that empower you. Think about how you feel supported and encouraged by others. What do others do that make you feel empowered? Another way of phrasing this is, how do people fill your cup? How do people provide that sunlight and that joy and that brightness when you may be needing it the most? And some examples of what I wrote down is when family spends time with me, when I meet fun and interesting people, when I'm in an energetic city where I people watch and everyone is chasing their dreams and living their own beautiful lives. I also find a lot of inspiration and empowerment by strong characters in movies, TV shows, or books that have served as an inspiration. I also find, watching people I look up to and learning from their masterclass. I love watching master classes and seeing how, some chefs and how they create their food, and all the thought, all the talent that goes behind that process. I love traveling around the world and learning about different cultures and seeing how celebrating our differences and also finding common threads that tie us together. There's something so empowering when you can communicate with someone who may not speak the same language as you, but you can communicate just by gestures. It's that universal. It's something so small, but we all are connected in some regard, and I think that's so beautiful. um, I also wrote down, I've been recently going to therapy and prioritizing my mental health by journaling daily. So that's something I'm really proud of, and challenging myself even when I know it'll be difficult. I know that I'm not the most physically active, like toned, muscular person, and I'm trying to get there. And I challenged myself to a hot yoga class that was like a yoga sculpt class. So it was weighted, it had lots of weights, and it was very intimidating, but I showed up for myself. And I think those challenges and those moments where I'm stressed out about it, I walk out feeling really powerful because I did it. Even if I didn't do it the greatest out of the whole class, I did it and I showed up for myself. And that was a win in my book. So those are some examples of what I wrote down. But I invite you to kind of reflect and write down what fills your cup, what external forces help make you feel empowered, and write those down in each of your rays and share it with us. Write down in the chat what you wrote down. I'll give everyone some time to fill out the remainder of their empowerment sun. All right. I hope you had time to write out your raise. I'm so excited to see your beautiful sons. I know we're approaching the very tail end of our wonderful social, but I wanted to just say I really enjoyed reading through what you all wrote in the chat and how you find empowerment in very unique ways. I think it's so fun to kind of get that glimpse of what makes us feel powerful. And sometimes it is really those little things. It's not so much the big things. And I think it's important to recognize what kind of fills our cup. It's not something that's really grand. It's something that's actually quite small and something that we can maybe incorporate more of, maybe surround ourselves more in those situations so that we can feel that empowerment when we need it the most. So thank you so much for sharing what you all wrote. And I will close the social to get you out of here on time. Make sure to scan the QR code for those of you who are not on the Silk and Sonder app. Definitely join the Silk and Sonder app. You'll see us there on Sonder Club. I unfortunately, because this is a webinar, I wasn't able to see the signs that you all created, but I definitely want to see what you all created. I know we have some creative people in this bunch, so definitely be sure to share your empowerment sons with all of us. I'll be popping in and definitely taking a little peek of what you all drew and what you all wrote down. On this side, we have some more QR codes for you. At the very top, we have the feedback survey. We want to make sure we're curating events to best serve you. As you know, this is an add-on to some of the other socials that we have. A lot of socials are structured to correspond to what's in the journal. This one is kind of like a bonus social because we wanted to really build upon the theme and provide you with the fun activity. So we would love to do more events like that for you. So tell us what you want to see from all of us. We want to best serve you. We're here to serve the Silk and Sonder community. So make sure to fill out that survey. And on the bottom right, you'll see a QR code for our YouTube channel. This is where all the recorded socials go. So if you ever want to go back and see any of our old content or any of the old socials, go ahead and check that out. You'll see this one uploaded in a few days. But until then, thank you all so much for coming to the Empowerment Sons Sonder Social. I had such a blast with each and every one of you, and I hope you have an incredible rest of your week. Thank you so much.